My name is Abass Sheikh Mohamed. Currently, I'm the Chief Executive of Kenyan Livestock Marketing Council. So I have MBA in Strategic Management and a postgraduate diploma in Sustainable Local Economic Development. I have a plan or intent to contest for Wajir East constituency. I can lead that constituency better because with my experience, having worked for 32 years in different fields in the public sector, the private sector, and the civil society, I think I have enough exposure to be able to lead Wajir East constituency in terms of development, in terms of social economic improvement. But all along I've been working with different people, different projects, livelihood improvement, disaster management, drought mitigation. With those kind of experience, I will be able to make a difference for the people of Wajir. I believe to lead as a visionary leader, where I will be able to show the way. At my age, I can make a difference because it's not that I want to amass wealth. I want to be a visionary leader for the people of Wajir County, for the youth especially, and for everybody else to be engaged into a meaningful of economic gains. With my understanding, background, local economic development, be able to make a difference. The previous leadership and me were different. Of course, they had also their own qualities. As a visionary leader, I will be able to engage people in terms of, involving them in development, in terms of decision making. I think in the past what has happened is that the electorates, the constituents were not really involved in decision making. There are very few people who used to make decisions for them. There are few local leaders who used to always become the gatekeepers for the MPs. Me, I think I mind the difference will be I'll be an accessible MP to all. A leader who listens to everybody. A leader who should have a feeling for everybody else. The young, the old, the youth, the disabled. I have to take care of everybody's interest at heart. And I believe I want to work for the people, I not work for myself. But now I need to give a focus on how I can make somebody's life better. Well, what else is poverty? First is the economic activities are very low. People are just livestock keepers. Constant drought. One other big thing is actually lack of visionary leaders. Every time we elect people, we don't look at the quality of the leaders. We look at clan-based issues. It's a very petty thing to think at this age, in the 21st century. Infrastructure actually is a big challenge in this country, in our area. But unfortunately, the infrastructure that we need is the roads. Okay? And it's actually beyond the MP's ability most of the times, because it's a huge investment. Wajir has now 6 constituents. Out of these 6 constituents, if we can add all our resources together, then within 5 years we can be able to improve at least the major roads. Road network is actually the crucial thing to all development. It is actually a necessity. It is everything to all. To development, accessibility. Mention anything. The road network is a crucial thing. Previous MPs have built so many dispensaries, health centers, but those health centers don't even have a staff. In terms of infrastructure for health, I'm thinking of working with Wajir Hospital, one of the referral hospitals, inshallah, so that we can be able to improve services for people of Wajir. We have the nurses, we have the doctors. We have enough number from Wajir County. Okay? And one other thing is what I want to do is actually in every ward we must have a sub-health center, not even a dispensary, a fully fledged sub-health center or health center. So that mothers don't walk long distances to Wajir Hospital. Wajir Hospital should only be a special referral case. Wajir Airport should be militarized. We need to relocate the military from outside the town now. Okay? Demilitarize the airport. We commercialize the airport. You know that Wajir to the Middle East, maybe if you want to go to Saudi, it's just only 3 hours flight. So what I'm thinking is we make Wajir Airport as one of the dry ports. Instead of taking things from Mombasa port, Lamu port, and all these things, we will have now what we call a dry port in Wajir. Planes can fly directly from Middle East and drop. We need to have now what we call warehouses in those next to the airport, where you can put all these facilities, and then instead of the planes now going back empty, they can fly back with the animals and the meat. Okay, we already have a slaughterhouse, an abattoir, which is under construction. Okay, in Wajir, but of course it's not commercial oriented. In my leadership, God willing, inshallah, I will make it commercial oriented. I'll make it international standard, so at least we can be able to fly our meat directly. So we have to. The only challenge we have is, the whole thing is military owned. So accessibility is a problem. It's only through investors that we can be able to improve our economy. We must link our people with external investors. We want to bring in investors, people who want to invest in our country, people who want to invest in our county. We have the resources, we have the animals, we have the land. Okay? So the only thing is, we are not exposed. Our people are not exposed. But if we bring in investors from outside, we'll get exposed and we'll learn from them. We have to reduce poverty. The other one is food security. We cannot keep on relying on farm and live year in, year out. It's not possible. If you cannot feed yourselves, then you're not independent even. So we must look for a solution. Solution one, for food security. One, we must improve our food production within locally through irrigation. A mother can have even a small kitchen garden in her house using that water from the well. And she can have bye-bye, she can have greens, she can have sumawiki, and the children will look healthy. Okay? And she gets little money out of it. Instead of getting tomatoes from Isiolo and from Meru, we can plant tomatoes in our own household. Okay? The other thing is, beside that, is drought mitigation. We must always have a plan on how best we can mitigate the climate change issues and the drought. How can we be able to control that huge death of livestock? This issue of using a lot of resources for drought mitigation. And then my priority number 2 is quality education. Not education, quality education for all. We have education. We have schools everywhere. We have teachers everywhere. But we don't have quality education. Why must all of us fail every year? For the last 40 years. And only a few of us back to university. I must have a priority for quality education. Last thing I want to say is, I want to tell the people of Wajir, especially Wajir East, I want them to think differently this time. Because that now we have gone to county. All resources will be there. I want them to be choosing people. They must look at the integrity of people whom they want to elect. They should not be driven by clan. They should not be driven by handouts. They must think of their future. They must think of the future of their children. They must think of how best they can improve themselves and their livelihoods. How they can improve and turn that county to a meaningful county. Because in the past we used to compete even for the natural resources. Those natural resources now may not be there. So everything has come back to home. So we must be able to elect the people. I know people may tend to be very good when they want for elections. They are looking for elections. But of course everybody is known very well. History is everybody's background is known. Everybody's performance is known. So I want them to base the elections on not who is your clan, who is your brother, or who is your sister. No. Who do you think can do better?
One thing I didn't ask.
Yes, sir.
Where does Abass Sheikh come?
Well, Abass Sheikh came in the 1966, not 66, 67. When I was a young boy,